What happened to your elbow, Anjali?
Ma'am, I was running on the road and I fell down.
You should be careful on the road. Accidents can happen anytime and anywhere. They cause physical injury. Sometimes accidents may lead to death. They usually occur when we are careless. Most of the accidents can be avoided if we are careful.
Safety rules.
You must follow some safety rules to avoid accidents. You should not play with sharp objects like knives or scissors. You should learn how to use them properly and then use them in the presence of adults. Never touch electrical points and appliances with wet hands. It may give you an electric shock. Never play with matchsticks, firecrackers, etc. Their careless use may cause fires. You should not run on the staircases. Always follow road signs. You should walk on the left side of the road on the footpath, cross the road at a zebra crossing, or you can use subway. You should neither get in or out of a moving bus, nor peep out of the window of a moving bus.
First aid.
Even after taking precautions, accidents can happen. An injured or sick person needs immediate care before a doctor arrives. This immediate help is known as first aid. Main purposes of first aid are: it saves the life of an injured person. It prevents the conditions of victim from getting worse. It keeps the injured person in comfortable position till the doctor or medical help arrives. Different types of injuries need different types of first aid.
First aid for minor cuts.
In case of a minor cut, wash the injured area with plenty of water. Press clean cloth on the injured area to prevent bleeding. Apply an antiseptic cream and cover the wound with a clean bandage. Dirty and rusty objects have many germs on their surface. If these objects cut our skin, germs may enter our body and cause a dangerous disease called tetanus. Nowadays, anti-tetanus injections are available which are given to the injured person to prevent tetanus. Do you know? Honey contains enzymes and antiviral substances that may have active benefits for cuts and wounds.
First aid for nose bleeding.
Nose bleeding is usually observed during hot summers in children. In case your nose bleeds, sit on a chair with your head held back. Press the bleeding side of the nose with the help of your thumb and forefinger and breathe through the mouth. This will stop bleeding. An ice pack can be prepared by wrapping the ice in a cloth. This ice pack can be applied on the nose to reduce the bleeding. Do you know? A rhinoscope is a tool that enables the doctor to view the back of the nose to spot the bleeding blood vessel or vessels.
First aid for sprain.
Sometimes when children play, their joints like ankle or wrist can get twisted. This causes swelling and pain in the joint. This is called sprain. Ice pack can be applied to the joint to reduce swelling and pain. An elastic bandage can be wrapped around the injured area to provide support. Elevation of the injured portion above the heart eases the patient.
First aid for fractures.
Breaking of bone is known as fracture. It is very painful and can occur due to road accidents or due to a fall. A doctor must treat it, but to reduce the pain of injured person, first aid can be given to him. In case of a fracture, the broken bone should be immobilized. If fracture is in hand, a sling made up of cloth can be used to support and prevent the movement of broken bone. If fracture is in leg, rolls of newspaper, sticks of metal or wood called splint can be used to immobilize the injured area. Rush the victim to a doctor.
First aid for animal bites.
Some animals like dogs, cats and monkeys can bite human beings. Their saliva contains harmful germs which cause a disease called rabies. It is a dangerous disease. In case of an animal bite, wash the wound with soap and water to wash off the saliva. Go to the doctor immediately. doctor may give anti-rabies vaccine to the victim. In case a poisonous snake bites a person, the poison spreads through the blood. If the victim continues to move, the poison can spread in the entire body. So request the victim to sit at a place and to stay calm. Keep the bitten area lower than the heart. Tie a band of cloth tightly just above the bitten area. This band is known as tourniquet. This slows down the flow of blood towards the heart and saves the life. Rush the victim to a nearby hospital. Do you know? In mammals, duck-billed platypus has venomous claws. It uses them for defense.
First aid for burns.
Boiling water, steam, firecrackers and some chemicals cause burns. Burns can be categorized into two types, minor burns and severe burns. Only minor burns can be treated at home, while only doctor should treat severe burns. In case of minor burns, keep the affected area under cold running water for 5 to 10 minutes. This will reduce the pain. Now, apply an antiseptic cream. In case of severe burns, painful blisters are formed on the skin. One should not prick the blisters, otherwise they can get infected. If the victim is severely burnt, rush him to a doctor. Some chemicals like acids can cause burns. In this case, affected area should be washed with plenty of water. Keep the burnt area covered with a cotton gauze pad. This will protect the affected area from dust. Go to a doctor immediately.
Fire.
Fire can occur due to different reasons. Some of them are given below. Carelessness while handling matchsticks, candles, firecrackers, etc. Accidents while cooking food and leakage of cooking gas cause fire. Defective electrical appliances also cause fire.
Fire fighting.
Fire spreads very fast and causes a lot of damage. It destroys many things, and if it becomes out of control, it can kill people. It can be put out by various methods. Mainly, these methods work by cutting off the supply of oxygen to the fire. Besides this, lowering the temperature of burning material can put out fire. This can be achieved by throwing water on fire. Fire extinguisher is a device which is used to put out fire. In fire extinguisher, some chemicals are present which give out carbon dioxide gas. This gas surrounds the fire and cuts off the supply of oxygen, and hence fire puts off. In case of fire caused due to electrical faults, do not throw water over it, because electricity can flow through water. Put out the fire by using sand or fire extinguisher. For a fire caused by petrol or diesel, sand or fire extinguisher can be used to put out the fire. In this case also, water should not be thrown, as both petrol and diesel are lighter than water. On adding water, they float on it. This further spreads the fire.
Poisoning.
Poisons are substances that cause illness or even death. It can be in the form of solid, liquid or gas. It can be inhaled, drunk or eaten. In such an event, doctor should be called immediately. As first aid, one can try to identify the signs for poison, such as breathing problem, vomiting, which can be told to the doctor over the phone. One must avoid giving an unconscious victim anything orally. The best way to deal with accidental poisoning is to avoid it by keeping the things safely, especially away from reach of children. Let us summarize. Accidents occur due to our carelessness. We should follow safety rules for security and well-being. First aid is the immediate care given to an injured or sick person. Breaking of a bone is known as fracture. The part of the body with broken bone should not be moved. Twisting of joints may cause sprain, which is very painful. During summers, nose bleeding is common. Ice pack is helpful in sprain and nose bleeding. In case of minor burn, the affected area should be kept under cold running water for 5 to 10 minutes. Lowering the temperature and cutting off the supply of oxygen can put out fire. Poisons are substances that produce harmful effects on the body.